Hi there, Scorpio. You guys are having a great February thus far. This is your mid-February reading. Of course, energy is fluid, so there's no sort of cutoff date on either side. It will cover roughly the middle portion of February and the end portion of February. Now, Scorpio, as I was ruminating sort of on your sign before I turn on the camera, I got this feeling of growing out from the ground. Kind of like a seed in its stage of germination, similar to sort of the new moon phase, right, in and of itself, where we set a seed in the soil and give it the time it needs to grow, right? And inherently, right, in that seeding, planting phase is a period of rumination, of sort of the hermit-like energy. And one ultimately of reclusiveness, of hibernation, right? And I'm sensing that that was a period for you, sort of like the chrysalis, right? Sort of like the butterfly in the cocoon. And this theme we visited as well, as I do remember in your first quarter, and even I believe the new moon reading that I posted for you guys. Okay, so there was this theme of sort of the chrysalis, the rebirth, the awakening. There's an awakening happening for you, Scorpio, in some shape or form. It's almost like you're waking up, and you were below ground for a period of time, and you're now rising above ground where the sun is shining, and you see things more clearly. And there's an inhalation, right, that wasn't possible for you in some shape or form while you were underground, so to speak, right? It's like the wheels are set in motion. Now there is movement. You're awakened now to a side of life, a participation in life, even that while underground you were sort of closed off to, fenced off to. Yeah. And it's so interesting with you, Scorpio, because whenever I do your reading, the lights switch on and off. So if that's just speaking to the metaphysical nature of the Scorpion energy, then it makes a lot of sense, I would say. It's beautiful to have the light on, right? It's beautiful to be out in the sun, to breathe that fresh air. And you're definitely doing that. You're doing that, Scorpio. You're doing that. This is a new stage for you. With eyes wide open, the mind, the perception has changed, right? It's almost like for so long you were seeing things in a certain way, and then you were open to a sort of a newer dimension, a higher dimension. I'm feeling even. Okay, there was a shift, there was a jump in your frame of perception and perspective. Okay. There was a growth. You're growing. You're growing. So these two cards want to come out, or three rather, and absolutely the Four of Wands speaks to that portal-like energy, the opening of the mind, right? Seeing a perspective that we didn't before, right? It's looking forward with vision, with foresight that is derived from a place that is deeply intuitive, right? This is a very creative energy. It's really, it's transforming the way that we would think in the past and the way that we would do things in the past, right? Old behavior patterns are being restructured and reformed. And you, I think, I'm feeling a stance that's now more along the lines of, I don't want to do things the way I did them. Now is time for a change. As I proceed, I want um, to be highly cognizant of the way that I am moving forward, in such a way where I am really opening my mind, right? Kind of like a muscle, even that creative muscle. Okay. And if we're thinking along the lines of this moon cycle, right, going from sort of this dark moon period to the new moon period, and then now to what seems like you are in that waxing stage of the first quarter, which collectively we also are actually, right? We're almost at the full moon. So we are in this heightening, momentous sort of stage of energy as well. But nonetheless, if we're interpreting, right, in light of the moon cycle, indeed, it's as if you were in a period underwater, underground, deeply sort of in deep water, right? Which is sort of like the dark moon period. Sort of you're in the womb, getting ready to burst, right? Getting ready to be reborn. And then, right, the new moon is sort of like the planting of the seed, the conception of vision, the conception of the idea, right? Really crystallizing what it is that we want to manifest and bring forward. And then following that crystallization of purpose, let's say, or vision or path, is then the impetus, the drive that will carry that vision forward with fire. So it goes sort of like air, fire, idea generation, theory, abstract, to implementation, actualization, manifestation. And that is really the growth from beneath the ground to above the ground, right? The shifting in perception and perspective approach even. So I'm sensing that you're now taking reins. You're taking reins with the approach you're taking in terms of how you want to proceed with this rebirth period that you've been experiencing. I'm sensing it happened. The turnaround has taken place in some shape or form. And it's as if all that energy, right, is building, and it's surmounting to a point, right, which is, again, so beautiful to have during this waxing period of the moon, right? Very much in line with the collective moon's sort of influences, right? So alongside this Four of Wands, though, the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups popped out as well, both in reverse. Speaking to, upright. The Seven of Pentacles generally speaks to being so caught up in the regimented work, day in and day out, right? Strategy. It's really not much of this sort of energy of the Four of Wands. It's really not this sort of groundbreaking, enterprising sort of moment of inspiration, Okay, flash of insight. That seems to be otherworldly as well. Okay, but one that is enticing and invigorating for you. This, by contrast, and I remember you getting this card actually, Scorpio, as well, okay, in previous readings. There's a feeling of needing to pay dues to a certain situation, certain circumstance, certain profession, even almost perhaps. It could be a contractual binding of some sort as well. Yes. Okay. Tuning in here. One moment. Okay. Aha. Paired with the Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay. And this is so interesting because I believe Capricorn got a similar theme in their mid-February reading. So if you know a Capricorn, if you know a Capricorn sort of archetype of a person, if you have a Capricorn moon or a Capricorn rising ascendant, you may want to check that video out. It may provide some further insight. But regardless, if we're looking at both of these cards upright, the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups upright, take a look at those cards. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. 1 second. There's very much, right, a contrast, a stark contrast, the polarity of intent and effort that's placed in this kind of predicament and situation is so different than this type of situation, right? Emotions, tangible, strategic, more practical, and realistic efforts. Okay? This is more regimented. This is more volatile, right? Being led by our emotions, by the moon. The moon sits atop these 9 cups. Right? Speaking to sort of a process or a project or something that engages your emotions, your emotional experiences, that is not regimented, that has no sort of clearly delineated, factual, algorithmic answer or path. Okay. So this could be, and I told this to Capricorn as well, this could be, I'm sensing this is over with because they're both in reverse. So this could have been a situation that that required you, right, to fulfill certain obligations day in and day out, right, sort of efforts, perhaps a job of some sort, something, right, that really occupied you on one sort of end of the spectrum, but on the other, maybe almost like a side gig sort of feeling, or a unpronounced, unpublicized sort of venture that you've been also involved in simultaneously to this engagement, okay? So I'm sensing that maybe, right, in the past, you were so caught up with something that you had to do, right, something that kept you on track, focused, in a place of sort of logical, practical thinking, while also having another foot in another project, but one that did not really yet, during this period of time, become known, right, in your environment. It was almost like this was what the face was. This was what, when you go home, this is what you work on. This is what you really put your heart and your soul into, and you are passionate about, and speaks to you on an emotional level that makes you emotionally satisfied. Okay, so there's a divide between what we have to do, what we think we have to do, and what we're responsible for, and what emotionally fulfills us, right? And it's something I'm sensing that you contributed towards, you put a lot of effort into, for a period of time. This is something, I mean, this is 9 cups. This is not an ace of cups, right? It's almost to a 10. It's almost that culmination. So I'm sensing that you, in the midst of kind of rolling with the punches of a certain situation, you were almost ready to sort of bring out a sort of undercurrent of an involvement or engagement that you have been contributing to and towards for a period of time. Okay, and one that is, I'm sensing, really, really colored with your emotions, with your intuition, even driven by your intuition. Now, they're both in reverse, so I'm sensing that period of time where you, almost like there was a divide between these two parts of yourselves, is over now, right? You're able to almost turn all those cups upside down and express and release, and right, it's not this heavy underwater feeling anymore. It's not this underground feeling anymore. It's not this locked into regimented sort of obligation anymore. There's a loosening of that tight hold, and now you're moving, it seems, into this kind of path forward that really allows you to move forward with an open mind. And I'm getting even spiritual awareness, awakening, right? This reminds me so much, especially just right now in this spread, of like a third eye. Okay, of like a third eye. And it's like these lines, right, in the background of this card represent the white noise of our sort of logical mind, right? Our rationalization of things. Whereas this a sudden burst, this opening is like the putting aside of all of these shackles that are self-imposed, even psychological mental restrictions that aren't tangible, aren't real, but we just sort of feel bound by them in some shape or form. Setting all of that aside and instead allowing our intuition to speak, to guide us, to shine through, to show us the way and the light, so to speak, right? To be open to the vision. So there's a shift for you, Scorpio, it seems. It's definitely a shift for you, okay? There's more opening. There's more freedom, authenticity of expression, even almost, even if it's just within yourself, okay? But the approach you're taking is different. So, lots going on for you, Scorpio. Lots going on. I'm sensing that it requires, you are, it's almost like you are doing like a vision work where you're meditating and you are focusing on your vision, you're crystallizing your vision, you're really thinking about what you want to manifest, what you want to create, right? Now that you're sort of let loose from that heavy impending energy, perhaps. Wow. I will take a look at these cards. Let's see here. Wow, Scorpio. Wow. My, oh my. This is just a fan of what words cannot even describe, really. It's beautiful, first of all. Beautiful, beautiful. You have the Star, you have the Mother of Cups, you have the High Priestess. You are intensely spiritual. I mean, this is like, you have the most spiritual cards in the deck, the most intuitive cards in the deck, the most emotionally matured, in touch cards in the deck. And also one that is really engaging your creative faculties, one in which you feel stable, confident, driven, right, in a healthy way, in a well-channeled way. You feel, right, I'm sensing you are rebuilding your sense of stability, foundation, almost like a domain of some sorts, like a project or an endeavor, right, that you are working towards that involves your creativity and your ability to take the reins in a situation, to lead, to direct, to orchestrate, right? You have the Emperor right up top, overlaying the Star. You, in some shape or form, Scorpio, are stepping into the path of achieving your dreams, of going after them, of being clear on what it is you want to manifest. This is powerful, Scorpio, powerful energy. And I pulled out the garnet stone that I have for you guys before I did the reading. I was particularly drawn to this for you. It speaks to robust fire energy, robust creativity, passion, drive. So this could absolutely be a theme for you. Absolutely. And so well, again, aligned with the phase of the moon. So make use of this energy as it seems you are. And you also have the Three of Wands, speaking to another sort of portal-like energy similar to this Four of Wands. Okay, and interesting, you have a 3 and then you have a 4. So definitely flash of insight. It seems really came your way. You had a clear vision for something that you wanted to bring in, to your reality. You're rekindling the fire. You're setting the logs into the fire pit, so to speak, and you're lighting the match. You're lighting it, and you're getting ready to really bring this process in this almost in like an alchemical way, right? Like the magician. Okay, putting in a bit of this, putting in a bit of that, giving it a stir. Rising the flame a little, letting it sit, watching it, interpreting, digesting, observing, getting ready, right? You're creating something. Absolutely. Oh, it's a great energy. It's a great energy, Scorpio. And you are confident in this. You are confident. You are feeling stable. Look at this High Priestess. Just chillin' on top of the world with another sort of mini globe at his side, right? The moon in the background. It looks like he's in a galaxy far, far away, but he's so at peace and in his zone, so dialed into his sort of sense of intuition, right? Which Scorpio is already so very in tune with, right? Generally, Scorpio is very spiritually spiritually attuned energy. But it seems that you are especially in your element here with whatever it is that you're doing. And you're guided by your intuition, absolutely. And you're just revving the engine. Beautiful. You might even be creatively directing something, right? With this Mother of Cups card. I believe Sagittarius got this card as well. And perhaps Aries and Leo. So this is an energy that speaks really to the sort of oversight, right? I'm getting a feeling of oversight of a creative project of some sort, okay? That speaks to your personal vision for it. Something that it means a lot to you. It means a lot to you. This is the Star. Something that harnesses, yet again, your emotions, your intuition, mixed with your fire, your drive, your passion. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful, Scorpio. We're going to get more to this theme, I believe, in the spread here. So let's get right to it. You're like, wait a second, I have a lot to say here. Even before we get to the spread, it's like, I mean, 5 of Pentacles in reverse. You are turning a situation around, one that was not satisfying to you, as it regarded your sort of a day in, day out efforts yet again. Okay, whatever the situation was in the past that left you feeling dissatisfied, right? Perhaps in regards to your career or your finances or anything like that, you are now turning around. That period of time is over, of feeling listless, helpless of some sort, not knowing, being in the dark, right? Sort of like the dark moon period before the new moon, before the rising above the ground, so to speak. Okay, so I'm sensing this has to do with career, absolutely, Scorpio. Okay. You're about to give me another chunk here. You're like wanting to show the world, Scorpio, what you are made of. That is the feeling I'm getting here. There's nothing stopping you with whatever it is you're doing. The Magician. Scorpio. Why aren't we just talking about the Magician now? Look at you. Beautiful. Oh my god, this is so cool. You are totally rocking this, okay? Magician, Son of Cups. This is ultimate manifesting, sort of creatively wielding energy, okay? Definitely embarking on a creative journey of some sort. Ooh, I was compelled to reshuffle, so let's go with that. Definitely Okay, definitely it's speaking to a creative endeavor, something that speaks to you emotionally. And I'm sensing it is entrepreneurial, okay? This Son of Cups is sort of venturing out on a path that might be unknown, right? That he's never truly embarked on. Going at it alone. Going out at it alone. Leaving behind this old, sort of traditional, regimented way of achieving tangible, material success or a sense of stability. And instead letting our emotions come through in what it is that we do. Yes, Mother of Pentacles. Ooh, Son of Wands. Ooh, the Sun. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh my god. Mother of Swords. Father of Wands. Six of Cups. Daughter of Pentacles. Alrighty. Wow. Okay. First things first, Aquarius got the Father of Wands in the very same position, with the very same orientation, reversed in the environment position. So, yet again, if you know an Aquarius, if you have an Aquarius moon, if you have an Aquarius rising or ascendant, you may want to check that video out, as there can be a crossroads of some sort. Regardless, Scorpio, the number of major arcana cards that you are pulling and the nature of these cards is, I mean, it's such a magnanimous energy. It's such an uplifting, revived sort of energy, right? The Star, the High Priestess, the Emperor, the Magician, the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune. There's a big shift happening for you, Scorpio, here. Let's get right into it, okay? In your deep past, you have the Magician in reverse. This could be a period of time where you were really in a period of preparation, in a period of really thinking about how to wield these different tools in your toolbox, right? How bringing all the elements of yourself together, really a period of rediscovering who you are, your skills, how you want to use them, and how you want to really apply them towards whatever it is that you want to manifest. So it's a period of latent, right? Dormancy of action towards the wielding of all of our elements in a way that brings us further along our path, okay? Now, moving into the Son of Cups, it seems that you decided on a direction, you had more clarity, you began to sort of just dabble and experiment, get your feet wet along this path that I'm feeling definitely speaks to a creative endeavor of some sort. Okay, this is the card that is kind of like the shy artist, right? Take a look at it. So I'm sensing in the recent past, you're like, all right, I'm ready. I can do this. I'm going to do this. I have my chalice filled with these paintbrushes that I'm going to paint my canvas with. Look at the chalice. The cup is filled, brimming with colorful, what looks like paintbrushes, right? But the back of this card, the background is still black and white, right? A black and white sort of canvas. He hasn't yet used the paintbrushes. He hasn't yet formally, officially started, right, in an active way along this process, but energetically, vision-wise, he is moving in that direction. And I do believe it's speaking to you, Scorpio. But the backbone of this whole project, it seems, is this Mother of Cups energy. This could potentially also be another person, right? Someone who is very creative, very in touch with their emotions, who is supportive of this endeavor. But again, this can be you, okay? And your almost inner, emotionally wise, sound sense of discernment and judgment as it regards your intuition, right? Your intuition, lights on, yes, intuition, okay? Very important to listen to that is what is pushing and propelling this whole project forward, okay? But this is just sort of the first foray on that new path. Now, you then move into the Mother of Swords, which then led you to the Mother of Pentacles. How interesting. I believe Capricorn got the same theme with such similar cards. Yes. Capricorn. Yes. So, or Virgo as well. Okay. Nonetheless, Mother of Swords. Now, this can be a person, right? Mother of Swords, someone who is, the approach they take is more calculated, more logical, more based on almost rules, regulations, right? What is just, what is right, what seems to be right, what seems to be just, what they believe, their viewpoint. It's a rather fixed energy. It's rather almost even cold in the way that their personal beliefs are delivered, okay, in the spoken word, in the written word. Look at this card. She means business. She's serious. She's, and it can be referring to a he as well, right? But if we're looking at her right now here, she is, she knows what she knows, and she's not sort of backing down from that perch of knowledge. Okay, she can be more mature, right? More mature. She can be very highly regarded in whatever it is that she does, right? She seems to be somewhat respected. She might have a sort of a high rank or position in a hierarchical sort of group of people or system. But she's so different in nature, in energy, from the rest of this energy that you have moving for you, that I'm sensing she's almost she's an influence, right? That that's almost like in your subconscious, right? When you, and it can be an air sign, by the way, right? Swords being air. And air being Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, so it's almost like you energetically were moving into this. You were preparing to move into this new sort of this new path, right? One that regards your sensitivity, your sense of compassion as well. Compassion, absolutely. Water being a very compassionate element, right? Not saying that others are not, but there is a particularly philanthropic, soft nature to the approach that water takes per se, okay? And then you're met in a way with this very almost abrupt sort of standstill energy, right? One that is almost like disregarding this energy. Look at these two. This is kind of how the energy flows between these two cards. It's almost like she doesn't want to hear about it, she doesn't want to see it, sort of thing. She's not seeing it. You guys are not on the same level about this. There's a disconnect. There's a disconnect. You're not seeing eye to eye. But if this is not a person, Scorpio, if this is not a person, and this could even be, right, in your subconscious mind. You started on this journey, and then you were in a way reminded of this person or of this perspective or of this way of viewing things, right? There's so much going on, but here, okay. The Mother of Swords could also potentially be, Scorpio, your own sort of stance, perspective, the energy that you embody as you move forward on your path. Okay, so it could be, right, that, but I'm feeling it's a person, I'm feeling it's an influence. I'm feeling it's an influence, Scorpio. No, this is an influence. This is, I'm pretty sure, someone who is, or some sort of energetic block. It's a blockage. It's a blockage energy, okay? It's an energetic blockage that you are trying to move through, but that is reminding you, right? That is reminding you of, it's leading straight down into the Mother of Pentacles. It's almost like holding you to your roots. There's a certain traditionalism, there's a certain expectation of path almost to follow. Like, okay, I need to show this to you visually. Look at these 3 cards. With the Son of Cups swimming towards the Mother of Swords. It's like the Son of Cups is swimming into the Mother of Swords. The Mother of Swords is straight down, like, no detour, this is where we're going. Straight down into the Mother of Pentacles, which is a very grounded, earthy energy. One that connects you to the home, right? One that connects you to your responsibilities, your obligations, your children, right? So to speak. Ultimately, to our responsibilities, right? The place that cultural traditions even, right? It brings us back to this sort of energy of impending obligation, right? And there's someone, it seems someone who is pivoting your attention towards almost like seeing yourself still in a sort of in a different environment. It's like, wait, remember, this is who you are. This is where you belong, so to speak, right? It's a protective energy, right? The mother who doesn't want to let go of her baby sort of feeling. The mother who feels, obligated to raise her child, right? There's a detour here. There's a detour here, it seems. Potentially, for some of you. And it's interesting because you have 2 mothers, mother and mother, but both very different sort of approaches to motherhood, so to speak, right? The Mother of Swords doesn't have any child in sight here. It's more like she's protecting her stance, her view, her rationalization of a way, right? My way or the highway sort of feeling, leading into the Mother of Pentacles, like, I'm sensing like a reminder of some sort. Remember, this is your obligation. You need to stick to this sort of situation, right? Don't forget that almost reminding you of your responsibilities, your tangible responsibilities, but one that is more conventional, okay? Now, in moving into your advice position, you have the Son of Wands in reverse. Speaking, again, tying it back to the fire energy that we were seeing, popping through, okay, cropping up. The Four of Wands, fire. Okay, so the Son of Wands is this very enterprising, very excitatory kind of energy, and it's right beneath the Father of Wands. Okay, they're both in reverse. The Son of Wands, I'm sensing, is sort of the stance that you want to take. Is the stance that you want to take. I'm sensing that the recommendation is to move forward gradually, right? You are excited. You want to just burst through and say, this is what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's a very impulsive energy, right? The Son of Wands. But not impulsive in a way that is not well strategized, right? It's not like the Ace of Wands. It's the Son of Wands, right? It's past the Ace through the Ten of Wands, and it's now that energy is almost taking a more wise form, right? It can be channeled in a way that has been well thought through. So I'm sensing that you're like, I know what I want to do. I know the direction, and I want to make that first move towards it. And you're feeling hot, I want to do it. But it's paired right next to this Mother of Pentacles, reminding you again of impending obligation, ties, perhaps to the family, that sort of interplay of energy. So my sense is that you may want to break free, you may want to just lash out and go for it and do it, but the suggestion seems to be take your time, do it in a way with tact, so to speak, because there's a combat, there's a head-to-head of energy here, it seems, right? Almost a rebellion of some sorts against this Mother of Swords and even this resulting Mother of Pentacles energy. Almost like a guilt trip sort of thing, okay, even, right? Like, oh, look, but you're my child and you need to do that. Maybe, for some of you, that sort of thing. Okay, and you want to break free from these sort of shackles. Okay, you want to go out on your own. Fire is a very independent element, very independent. So I'm sensing, right, you have this fire burning in you to make the move. But again, make movement forward, but in such a way that doesn't ruffle the feathers of this Mother of Swords or the Mother of Pentacles, right? Where it's so abrupt and so brash that it's, almost inconducive, perhaps. Okay, that's the feeling I'm getting here. Moving into your near future, actually, is the Sun. The Sun, beautiful Scorpio. Look at that. The Sun has come out. You will be moving towards this vision, towards this dream, towards this, the day is breaking. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, the daybreak. Son of Wands, right? Fire. You are moving into the sun. You are the day that the sun is going to rise, even if it's gradual, even if it's slow, right? You're going to make that shift and that transformation quite soon, okay? But just move into it in a steady paced way. Moving into your hopes and or your fears, and remember they can be one and the same, of course, right? What we hope, we can kind of fear, and what we fear, we can kind of hope for as well. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Another beautiful card, right? Speaking to the desire for the wheel to turn, right? For the day to break. Okay, and inherently in this card, there's a sense of mystery, right? There's a sense of not knowing, right, when we turn. Sort of like what is that show? Like Jeopardy? Is it Jeopardy? The turning of the wheel. Right? Hoping that you're going to win something. Well, you don't know what you'll win necessarily, but you just have this sense of anticipation, of excitement, the hope that, at least there's movement, right? And transformation. You want to change. So Yes, absolutely. You want to close out this phase and you want to embark on the next stage in the journey. It seems in more of the fire element implementation and action, okay? In your final outcome, you're going to have the Four of Cups right here. Let me tune in here. You have the 4, the 9, the Sun, and the 6 of Cups. Yes, okay. And you have 2 4s. 4 of Wands and 4 of Cups. I'm sensing that you are... Before I get into this energy, I'm sensing we need to move up into the energetic spread up top. We have in your environmental position the Father of Wands in reverse. I told Aquarius that this energy, and of course it depends on every spread, but this energy is I'm sensing another person, someone perhaps in your environment who is he's a very there are a few options right here, a few alternatives to how this energy is manifested. It could be someone who is very charismatic, very wields that fire element, is very much the sort of master of their craft type, okay? One who is very confident, flamboyant, gregarious, okay? Creatively inclined, absolutely. But perhaps it could be manifested in a way, because it's in reverse, manifested in a way that is almost overbearing, like stepping over boundaries, almost not like being so front and center and so sort of like okay. I got it, Scorpio here as well. We got the Sun of Wands right beneath it, right? We said that they're overlaying each other. Both of them are in reverse. Sun and Father of Wands, same element. And maybe it is in light of this Father of Wands character, who seems to be almost overpowering, has an overshadowing sort of effect with their fire energy. You are beckoned to sort of tread lightly, maybe, as it pertains to this person, right? You may not want to combat directly, right, in a very forceful, getting into that sort of power play sort of competition, okay? Okay, so yes, again, right? The Father of Wands. Yeah, I'm sensing this is someone who is almost like potentially resisting your personal shining, maybe in something. Okay, this could be a co-partner of some sort, a co-worker, someone maybe that you're working in tandem with on this project, and they're maybe not cooperating with you in such a positive, effective way, perhaps, okay? The Six of Cups follows this Father of Wands. And the Six of Cups typically represents, right, the turning around of our perception of what makes us feel stable. But not just stable in terms of pentacles kind of stable, of tangible, earthly, material stable. It's more the shifting of perception from associating stability with tangible, material groundedness, even financial groundedness and stability, with one, that more regards our emotional satisfaction and stability. Okay, so I'm sensing that you are zeroing in on yes, you're taking a period. You're taking a period of time to really, and this is lacing back here to the Seven of Wands card here of turning on that match, right? Lighting that spark. But taking the time to really fine tune, really delineate how you want things to work, being very deliberate, very exact with the way that you are moving forward with this endeavor. And it's one that you're almost you're ensuring, you're wanting to make sure speaks to your personal individual sense of creativity, passion, purpose. You want to color the roots of this tree of stability, right? The long-term stability that we hope for with your personal sort of stamp, so to speak. You want to personalize the project very much so. One that, again, of course, speaks to your creativity, right? You have the Mother of Cups as well. So it's the redefining, right? It's the period of taking a very close look at the project that we're working on, or whatever it may be, in such a way where we are being very conscientious, very cognizant, very tuned in, dialed in to the foundation of this project, of the foundation of the growth of whatever it is that we are sprouting and growing, okay? It's a very nurturing energy, very nourishing energy. And with the Son of Wands in reverse, you're being beckoned to take a gradual, rather than impulsive approach, okay? Moving into the final outcome of the Four of Cups here. We're going from a 4 to a 6, energetically a 6 in reverse, 4 upright in the final outcome. Scorpio, there could be some aspect of this project or engagement or whatever it may be that given any sort of resistance of energy from outside forces, you may not be fully expressing how you feel towards these individuals, maybe, right? And concentrating more on what you really want the project to look like, to be, taking a more internalized approach. There's a very internalized approach to this, okay, and especially with the Son of Wands in reverse beneath the Father of Wands. So you could almost be set back, a little bit, like off-put is the word I'm looking for, by this Father of Wands energy, which causes you to slow down your approach, causes you to maybe even rethink how you want to exactly start this project. And then it's a more internalization, right? Thinking about you personally, right? And if it's a partnership, it could be that you are, right? Because there are 6 cups on this card. Take a look at it. Like 3 and 3. So it could be you and another person that are contributing to the project. And maybe, right, there's a dynamic that's not really fully working. And so what you're doing, it seems, is you're deciding to move more slowly with the release of this project, and instead reassess what exactly you want your personal contribution to be, right? How you want to nourish and nurture the foundation upon which this, the future of this project is going to rise and grow, right? And so I'm sensing a closing out of emotions, perhaps not speaking fully, what you feel about the situation. So again, more internalized approach about it. You may want to think before you speak about it, before you talk about it, right? The Four of Cups usually speaks to the stowing away of emotions, right? Bottling up, not really speaking our full truth about something, sort of the acting like everything is okay, ignorance is bliss sort of feeling. So I'm sensing, right, that it could just be in terms and in regards to this Father of Wands energy. And thus the Six of Cups in reverse. Okay. So reflection, reflectiveness. That brings you more into an independent state and zone. Creativity that's based on you personally, perhaps, rather than the creativity that's derived from the collaboration between you and this person, right? So instead of collaborative creativity, it's more like more zeroing in and dialing in on your personal contribution yet again, right? Your place in this project. Now, you have the Daughter of Pentacles looking right over at this whole spread, and it's in your theme position. So, it's right over a reversed Ten of Wands, reversed Moon, reversed Ace of Pentacles, and Strength upright. Underpinning this whole thing is strength. That is the very anchor, right? The very anchor. And beneath strength is the Four of Swords. And there's a sun so similar to the light that's depicted on the strength card, right? Right on almost like the third eye section of the forehead of this lamb. It's almost like a feeling of like you sticking to what you have your sights set on, your vision, your hope for the future, for the sun, which is coming out. Stick to your vision, Scorpio. Don't let anyone or anything really deter you. Of course, use your intuition. Absolutely, always use your intuition. But, right, and look at these swords almost caging in, trying to cage in. They're not. It's almost an illusion, right? The swords can't touch you. Swords representing thoughts. Thoughts can't touch you. Mother of Swords. It's almost, it's just like in the subconscious, I'm feeling. It's the looming sort of expectation almost of others that I'm feeling you're resisting. You're absolutely going to resist. Succumbing to that sort of engagement. You're going to find inspiration, I'm feeling, right? In the near future, absolutely. And the dawn of a new day, clarity, knowing how to move forward with things, perhaps being inspired, finding that strength and that resilience, okay? Absolutely. So your environment is conducive to your growth in some shape or form in your near future, right? It seems you're bouncing from whatever this resistance might be. And what's backing this Ace of Pentacles, the beginning of this new journey that regards your finances, your career perhaps, is strength, right? And you haven't yet begun, it seems, on this new journey, officially. It's a period of time, but being in the dark about it, being in that space of, again, hibernation, underground, feeling like in a haze, not knowing exactly what direction we want to go in, but knowing we have to go in a certain direction other than that which we've been consumed by for quite some time. Okay? So that period of time of feeling lost or listless is over with. you have changed your ways of doing things. You've changed your habits, your behavior patterns, right? You're done with it. You're done with that. You're letting it go. Stepping into the Daughter of Pentacles. The Daughter of Pentacles, which is looking over at this whole spread, right, yet again. And it's like, what is awaiting is the independence from conventional, it seems conventional, traditional, right? The Mother of Pentacles with her daughter, her baby. Well, the daughter's over here, way over here. And the daughter has experienced transformation, transformational energy, right? The daughter has been reborn. The daughter is no longer here. The daughter is separate. And so the daughter is independent, right? And it's almost like you're waiting to embark on this independent journey, right? One that seems to have set aside the old sort of previous past ways of acting, maybe, or even thinking, right? Just the letting go of an old sort of frame of thought and perception of who we are, our process, our progress, right? And you've transformed the way that you are acting. You've transformed the way that you want to make progress forward. You've really rekindled that inner flame, so to speak, that creativity. Okay, you've brought it out again, and it seems to have definitely brought you into a space of open-mindedness, right? One that has helped you reinvent, not only do away with what didn't work, but to reinvent a new way that does work for us, that does speak to us on a very deep level, right, of soul purpose even. Yeah, absolutely. There was a stagnancy, right, with these two cards, the Moon and the Ten of Wands. A stagnancy of some sort, definitely sort of like the moon, the new moon, and the dark moon period. But then the rainbow shining up ahead. Signifying the uprising, being above ground now, in the day, under the sun. So thank you so much, Scorpio. It seems that you guys are on one heck of a transformational ride here. All power to you, to everyone. This is a major turning point, Scorpio, and I'm so curious to see how it culminates at the full moon on February 10th. I'll be doing a video on February 10th for all the signs, sort of assessing the energetic progression of these energies as they move through the moon cycle itself. All right, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I again highly suggest you to check out your rising, ascendant, or moon sign, as oftentimes those will be just as accurate, if not even more accurate. I know that I personally tend to resonate the most with my moon sign. So just keep in mind that you need your exact birth time for the really, truly accurate assessment of those signs. So you can play around with the times a bit. They might not change depending on the time of day. So check that out. If you don't know your moon, rising, ascendant sign, I have a link in the bio below, or not the bio, but the description. And just click that, compute your information that way. And I hope it is helpful for you guys, all right? Have a great February, a beautiful new moon, beautiful Valentine's Day, and I will see you soon, Scorpio. Bye.